puzzle. The bottom line is that they've had 3 defeats in the opening 4 weekends, and that brings its own pressures.
It certainly does, and playing back at home can unfortunately bring that extra bit of pressure. The fans are expecting, they're always loud, they're always ambitious, but they just haven't been able to find a way of getting over the try line. They're going to have to find a remedy tonight.
Matthew Carley, the referee, did a great job, I thought, last weekend at Welford Road in potentially tricky conditions. Leicester against Bath. Exeter will remember him showing Thomas Francis the red card for kicking Danny Kerr a little earlier in the season. So it's all set up. We're hurtling towards October, but it's still a mildish evening in the East Midlands. Dry, no real wind to worry about, perfect conditions. Chiefs in the white kick-off. And the man who took just 67 seconds to score the first try against Wasps last weekend. He takes a few seconds to get his hands on the ball, George North. The clearing job completed off the left boot of Nick Groom, South African, who's enjoyed an encouraging start to his time with Saints, filling in for Lee Dixon again today.
Interesting how Exeter have improved their line-out. Jeff Parling in there, obviously very good at running line-outs during the week, making sure everything's on track, but it hasn't quite functioned how they would have wanted this year. And there we go, Patterson already disrupting.
He was negotiating in the air with Mitch Lees. Chiefs ball to work with, though, and Waldron rumbles out of the sidings for the first time tonight. Haywood with the charge down off the attempted kick from Slade, and Parling sorts it out. Horseman's waiting. He's clapping for it, and he finally gets it. Goes beyond the attempted tackle of Patterson, who's been busy early on for Saints. Scrum half Will Chudley. Ben Foden couldn't quite get close enough to the ball to gather it. Looked like a knock-on. That's what we come back.
White scrum.
Yeah, it's an excellent kick, wasn't it, from Chudley? Perfect hang time. A lot of traffic in there. Woodburn just putting a nudge on Foden as he goes to go up. Entitled to be in there. Foden maybe just needs to get in the air a little bit earlier, command that space by making Woodburn fear going underneath him and tipping him.
What I find quite interesting is how Henry Slade, who's got 12 on his back, has moved out to 13. So clearly they're seeing Ollie Devoto as that ball carrier and keeping Henry Slade for those second and third phases.
First job will be Chudley to feed those backs, and Woodburn, and exactly that. Devoto into it, and now Steenson, and here goes Slade. Sharp sidestepping through the defence. Chudley with Waldron driving onto it, held up by Peacey, and a bit of Callum Clark there as well. Jack Yendall waits. He's part of the pushing crew.
Ball was out, play on.
It was Greg Holmes who drove it forward, but in the collision, Saints win it back, and Harry Mallender, deep into the dead ball area, finds a very good long clearing kick.
Yeah, good first phase move from the Chiefs there, although they turn it over. Working really hard to get over the gain line, but then watch Steenson's line on the second phase. Carry it up, and then look how wide he comes to make sure he gets outside.
Line out taken quickly by Horseman, and again, on the crash, Ollie Devoto. Steenson back at 10, restored to 10 after time on the bench at the beginning of the season, and he's threaded through a little teaser which Foden could do nothing about.
It's really simplistic play from Exeter. The last 2 sets which they've had is just getting that gain line, which Ollie Devoto is getting them, and then it's just allowing Steenson and Slade to be able to make good decisions. Both occasions they've done that.
Haywood once again deputising for Dylan Hartley. Back next week, Jim Mallon has told us in the last half an hour. Northampton have Quins at the Stoop next Saturday. They've been busy in defence in this match so far. Clearing kick from Groom. Lee Dixon nursing a sore groin, by the way.
Yeah.
It's Alan Dickens on the left who looks after the
How
defence.
many? Six.
Six-man Waldron in at scrum half. Chudley's probably a little bit close there. Go for the drive.
It's a wonderful throw from Yendall. It's taken out of the air by Parling, and the penalty's been drawn.
This crossfield kick options on here, if they can get the ball out the back.
Oh, and it's been intercepted, but they will come back for the collapse maul.
Collapse.
And frustration for Ken Peacey, who thought he had a run into the line.
Yeah, as soon as the referee gave the advantage, Chudley goes in to steal the ball, knowing they're not going to drive him over from there, but there's a free shot. There's the collapse. It's not the first one. I think Gibson's okay.
Kick and go.
Just throws the ball without looking.
Number 6.
Led the team out. I
Yeah,
remember with his
no problem with
daughter
that speed of
Sapphire in
line.
his arms last
Come
weekend.
in,
Start of his 100th game.
Okay,
Then
nice and
picked up a
early,
yellow
yeah.
card for a trip on Dan Robson that he'll remember with a little less relish.
Clear, no problem with that pace, but you've got to make it clear.
How many of you can name the other Irishman who scored 1,000 Premiership points?
Was it Barry Everett?
Only because you heard Aid the stat tell you. There's no question that Gareth Steenson very much in that league. He's now just 9 points, by the way, away from 2,000 for the Chiefs in every league and cup match, and very strong start for the visitors, rewarded with the first 3 points.
And Harry Malander camped down in his own 22 for most of the start of this game, so I'm pretty sure he'll want to get a bit of distance here.
Taken by Lockie Turner, former Wallaby, continuing to cover for the injured Phil Dolman, who's with us tonight. Chudley with the clearing kick. Pickamole rumbles towards it. It bounced in front of him into the arms of North, who's tackled by Woodburn.
Use it.
Haywood to Waller. Hooker to Loosehead. Here's Callum Clark. How good to see Callum Clark back. What a frustrating 18 months it's been for him. 18 months out. Malander, who was only 7 the last time that Callum Clark played a game of rugby. That's been lost forward by Pickamole.
Still knock on. Advantage
Turner.
over.
Stevenson running hard. Once again. Devoto playing at
Stay, come back.
inside centre, but wearing 13. It's Callum Clark, who doesn't look like he's shaved since he last played in that playoff semi-final against Saracens, May 2015.
Well, he's clearly said to himself, I'm not going to have a shave until I actually put the shirt back on. And but like you said, Nick, it's absolutely brilliant to see him back. A massive part of their success, which they had a few years ago.
Steenson with Devoto again running strong. This time he was just used as a dummy runner. Big collision in midfield, and Waldron.
No 7, off feet now.
Parling was offering himself, but behind him to Turner. Now Witten. Again, Devoto, who's going through a ton of work, ball in hand early on. Dave Dennis, Wallaby, who's become a chief this season.
No 8! Ball available!
Horseman. And it's Dennis. Waldrom's offering the threat, but instead it goes to the backs. Chudley. That's a bit of rare looseness at the start of this match from Exeter. Turner hit hard by Mike Haywood. Chudley again. This is Horseman. First start of his Aviva Premiership season. Holmes hits hard as well, but Patterson, the centre of the repelling squad. Steenson tries to tiptoe his way through, goes the other side, and gets a hit for his troubles. Oh, that's nicely played by Yendel. 10 metres short. Still they go on. Here's Lees. Tackled by Waller. Concerted effort to break that Saints defence. Again, it's Patterson trying to hold them off. Steenson, 15th face. Devoto, Slade really nicely. Woodburn's in. Oh, that is a very nice goal.
Outstanding score from the Chiefs. It came from just pressure after pressure after pressure. Northampton aren't committing anyone to the breakdown. If you're going to do that and have 15 people on their feet, they have to win the collisions, but they're not. Exeter winning the collisions at the moment, and eventually that speed of ball told. If you're getting the momentum and getting quick ball, eventually the defensive line is going to run out of numbers. Look how quick this clear out is. They've lost the collision, and that creates the numbers on the outside. Lovely little run around. Good decision making from Slade with the cutout pass. Excellent team try.
He scored 8 tries in the last dozen games, spread over the end of last season and the start of this. He only needed 3 minutes to score at Ashton Gate, score the opener last Friday. It's only taken him 7 minutes longer here at the Gardens a week on. He is in some form at the moment, Ben, Ollie Woodburn.
He's really enjoying the opportunities he's been given, I think. Particularly that Steenson Slade axis, creating all sorts of space on the outside for him.
Well, he can knock them over in a gale down in Devon on a still night in the East Midlands. It's a piece of cake, and the Chiefs lead by 10 points to 0.
Just having a look at just the interplay between Devoto and Henry Slade, a really quick ruck, and just to understand it, Devoto takes the ball to the line, Henry Slade out the back, then how about this for a pass? In front of Ollie Woodburn, an easy try, fantastic score.
Turner safely for Exeter.
Use it!
Walls again trying to get underneath this, but it bounces on the ground and causes a little bit of confusion for Northampton, and they weren't able to deal with it well. Waldrom has it, and Dennis providing the link, and again Devoto, and then Slade. Malander desperate for it to dribble over the line, which it does, and it'll be a 22.
Nick, a couple of early warning signs for Northampton. Saints pick a mile talisman for them when he gets his hands on the ball. 2 box kicks, both of them haven't been claimed by anywhere. I used to know when we used to play against Sale Sharks, you go up against Chabal, try and use him as a weapon, but equally he can be detrimental if he's not actually claiming those balls.
It's been a testing start to his season. I know they play a lot of rugby in the top 14, but he's not had a break since he made his Premiership debut. I know it was on Jim Mallander's mind this week as to when he gives him a break. He's going to have to give him a break, you would have thought, before the Champions Cup starts in a fortnight, but he has to go to the French well on one more occasion tonight.
It's certainly tough, and when you're desperate for wins, you want your big players playing, and that's why I guess he's out there again tonight.
Mallander should have been Myler starting at 10, but he got injured this week, and North herring after this, and Woodburn, the try scorer, secures and then runs into Laws. His performance was singled out for special praise by Mallander last weekend. Here's Lees. There's a real energy to the way Chiefs are playing, and once again Steenson's the ringleader. Not entirely sure that's what he would have wanted the ball to do. It'll be a touchdown and another Saints dropout.
Kick's not great from him, but the lines he's running from behind the breakdown to get outside those first 4 defenders at pace is creating some space on the outside.
Northampton's other issue is they've only had the ball for 19% of the time here. Last week they had loads of it, didn't do anything with it.
Pickmoller's got to get onto that one, and he's been beaten to it by Dennis. Dennis was much the quicker. After Mallander's attempted restart was charged down. Now here goes Yendel. It's all Exeter. First quarter of an hour of this match at the Gardens, and Peacey was up quickly, but once again it's Slade running with some purpose. Chudley, Dennis, upended. Saints trying to put some fizz into their defence, and
No one!
they need it at the moment under a lot of pressure. Wallace told to give it up. Come back the other way, and Waldron can't stoop down low enough.
One, no clear release, number one.
He'll come back for the penalty against Wallace.
It's one of those pressure penalties, isn't it, when you're absorbing that momentum. Always looks worse to the referee. Referee saying that he didn't let go as part of the tackle before he competed for the ball. Just can't believe there that Louis Pickamoles didn't dive on the ball, lost that one.
We always knew as soon as the team was named, Hugo, that Henry Slade and Ollie Devoto would offer us something worth watching in midfield, and the way those two are interacting at the moment, and the kicking option that they offer, which was part of the reasoning to include Devoto tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously been in sync from minute one today. They've been outstanding. I think whenever you play Exeter, you expect them to dominate territory and possession. And they've clearly come up here with a game plan to run Northampton off their feet. Northampton, a very physical side. They don't want to match them toe for toe in an arm wrestle, having as many ball players in the back as they can. It's certainly working.
Chiefs working at very nearly a point a minute at the moment, 13-0.
This is the charge, and this is when you need your big stars to put their bodies on the line. And I know he's looking at how the ball's dribbling, but Pickamoles has got to get down onto that, win that battle.
Laws is leading the chase for this one. Again, it's Woodburn underneath it.
Inside. Use it.
Waldron into Patterson.
Thank you, 5.
How many tackles has Patterson made so far?
Use it.
The thick of most things.
Players,
It's his fourth.
Kick. Which one? Second row.
Foden.
Just tackled now.
To reach out in front of him, but he got the ball away nicely. And now here goes Pickamoles, and it's another one that's been spilt.
Knock on.
And we are
Where was he offside from?
heading back to Wasps territory here.
Where? Where we are now, Matt. Where we are. Okay. Number 4, offside from the box kick.
The Saints will have the penalty, but my goodness, they should have the try.
Offside. There's a knock on there. Offside from the box kick.
Mitch Lees was in front of the kicker.
But regardless of whether he was in front of the kicker, we spoke about this in the 72nd minute. What a break there is from Pickamoles. But Northampton's inability to get over the whitewash, saw it last week, and penalty or not, opportunity.
Is he aiming for there, Pickamoles? Do you think he's looking to miss out?
Groom,
First play,
yeah.
miss out Groom and give it to George North on the outside.
Hey, if I'm looking up and I see George North on his own, I'm going to try and find him.
All in.
It was a 3-on-none.
6.
Saints from the penalty to touch. So their line-out taken by Patterson.
Line out over in 5.
It's a good setup.
Once.
Referee's called once, they need to get it moving forwards, not just crab sideways. Now the forward momentum comes, they can't afford to stop again. They want to go towards the touchline, they've been told to use it.
Hayward has it, Groom's calling for it. This is North.
No 13, not
by
now.
Devoto, who works hard in midfield defensively.
Ball's there, play.
Oh, it's just been a very grisly 60 seconds for Northampton. It's Callum Clark, who came through a couple of A-League games for the Wanderers in the weeks leading up to this big comeback. All the frustration of missing the last year and a half. Being exercised on the pitch tonight. If it looks at the scoreboard, it won't help much at the moment. Slade clears long towards us in this main stand.
Forced to carry away. Callum Clark takes up. Parling does a good job of getting in the way, and too many bodies going to floor. Scrum half has to forget his scrum half duties there and get his head underneath and make the clear out. Groom doesn't do that, and that man's a big lump to move once he's got his big mitts all around the ball.
The line-out's gone begging, and Waller picks it up, and there's a real determination in that run from Alex Waller over the 10-metre line. Saints looking to generate something here for the first time. And this is Hayward. It's busy work from Exeter over the ball. Malander. Groom. Jamie Gibson is herring after us for all his worth, and he makes sure that at least the Chiefs will have a defensive lineup.
Yeah, good tactic, because the Chiefs lineup hasn't been functioning well already in this game and all season, so now they can put real pressure on here. Jeff Parling will shorten it down, take away some of the jumping options against them.
Now, 2 matches on this Friday evening in the Aviva Premiership. The other is at Ashton Gate, and Saracens have taken an early lead against Bristol. The try's been scored by Alex Lazowski, marking his call-up into the England squad today with an early try in Bristol. Mero Itoje, by the way, back for Saracens tonight. Defensively, oh, it's been lost, and he might have given the ball away to Callum Clark. Opportunities here. Groom to Laws. Not done much wrong so far tonight, Exeter, but that might be a biggie. Saints looking to make them pay the ultimate price. Pickamole, he's driven back, but he got the ball away. It's cleared up by Malander. Nick Groom, the South African, waits and finds Clark. Laws. Groom's going to come back the other way. Malander, Foden, over the top to Gibson. He's got Pickamole to his right. Couldn't get the ball away cleanly. Yendall was there and Woodburn was there. Waldrum makes some hard yards in the face of Patterson. Oh, and then he was holding on to it.
Good pressure from the Saints to turn over the line out. They had a real opportunity to score in the corner. Dave Lewis right on the wing, flew out of the line.
What's this about?
Seven's in a very, very good position. Yeah. I'm going to reward him. If you stand next to the breakdown with your arms out like that and continually shout, release, release, sir, I'm going to have to give a penalty against you. Thank you.
Underlining this idea that the referees don't need any extra advice this season.
Maybe he should, instead of saying release, sir, he should say release to the player on the floor. Great turnover. Clark does really well here. Secure the ball, but as it comes back, look at Lewis fly out of the line there. Now, if they just put that through the hands with people running hard lines off Ben Foden, that's a try. They just need to pick off that dog leg in the defensive line.
Like the way Ollie Woodburn tracked back defensively as the winger, Hugo. We talk about the pendulum sometimes. He's not the fullback, but he was doing what the fullback often does in that situation.
He's working incredibly hard, and as a back three, you have to be interchangeable. He's just slotted into that fullback position, understood exactly what was needed, and he shut it down. It was poor execution from Northampton, but only made difficult because of Woodburn's defence.
Exeter on the 5.
Lining up a quick chat with Rob Baxter, but he will want to watch this defensive line out first before he chats to us. So let's see what comes of this. Warning to leave the lifters. Clark at the front. Now, what's Chiefs' defensive capabilities at the line out like? Dennis is in the middle of it. Northampton have this set up nicely, Ben.
Yeah, the Chiefs doing a good job of keeping white shirts behind the ball, though, not losing people spinning out. Now they lose a couple, but the referee will make them use it.
North. Held up by Waldron. The strength of North. He stays on his feet for a while or two. This is Clark.
Not now.
Groom again. Malander. This is Peacey. Saints trying to get their handiwork working fluently. Malander, Gibson rolls away from the tackle of Parling. Groom dives in. Another penalty for not rolling away.
Penalty advantage.
It is the most fluent phase-wise Northampton have been so far. Slung back to Peacey, who's got Pickamole in support. North's to his left. Pickamole went on his own again. Saints pressing, and this is North, who scores. He went beyond Lockie Turner and he carried Woodburn over the line with him. And Northampton have some much-needed joy.
Eventually the pressure told. Not quite as crisp and as sharp as Northampton want. People just a bit hesitant, but once they create a bit of individual brilliance like that and they're in behind, they just need fast ball. They come down this side. Good little step there just to take two defenders in. You've got your biggest ball carrier coming in, and then as they come down the blind side, just a case of hands, and then your most prolific finisher stuck on the end. He's never going to miss.
I don't think he'd scored here for 18 months until he scored against Wasps last weekend, Hugo, and here he is again.
Yeah, they're giving him the opportunities in the place exactly where he wants them. 5 metres out, he's a big old unit, but I have to say, who was really impressed with in that phase of play was Hutchinson. There was no Mallender, he stepped up, he got the play going.
And that's a nice kick from Mallender. Saints are on the board. Let's have a word with Rob Baxter. Thoughts on that try, Rob? How quickly are you analysing what went on and why they scored it?
Oh, it's pretty simple, isn't it? Really, I mean, we gave them several goals. A little bit of ill discipline, exited poorly, and the one thing that we've been doing early in the first half is controlling territory and being very clean and very good at our basics. We've gone out, we've slipped a couple of our own set piece, a couple of poor throws, and all of a sudden we're just letting them go pressure.
We'll let you get back to the game, Rob. Here goes North, running from his own 22, thrilling running, and now Groom, and the ball's back inside, and that is one of the glorious tries at the start of the season, and it's Rory Hutchinson on his Premiership debut. He'll never score a better one, and North has liftoff.
Oh, no danger of hesitation on that one. George North just eager to take people on. Brilliant little half step through the gap, burst through. Now he's looking, the outside man, I can go round him. And then look at this, little chip, no. Little thread ball through the tunnel. An excellent support play from Hutchinson. Read it so well. The timing's perfect. And you'll do better to find a better try of the season come the end of the year.
Oh, wow.
That was just brilliant. You talk about clearing patterns and setting up rucks and box kicking. Well, what's the point if you've got a British Lion on the wing? Give him the ball, knock once, knock twice. He does not need another invitation. Beaten players for fun, execution, not a single phase for 80 metres. That's exactly how you turn defence into attack.
Remember George North last season saying that he wasn't enjoying himself that much at Northampton when he was about to play for Wales. He's having a ball right now. What a try that was. Oh my goodness. This game, Northampton ahead.
What a brilliant try. You give the ball to George North, Lockie Turner, not tonight, pal. And then it's his ability to find Nick Groom. Easy hands, Rob Hutchinson under the sticks.
21.
Northampton out of nowhere have just brought themselves right back into the game and looked exactly what it needs.
Look at Dorian.
Can't we do some more scrums instead? That's rubbish.
He wanted to steer ruck, that's why he's fuming.
Well, amidst the noise, you'll have noticed Sam Hill is on for Ollie Devoto. Dave Lewis readying himself as well, or at least he's taken his tracksuit off. Anyway, let's gather ourselves here. Hill on, Devoto off. We assume temporarily.
Pardon? For Northampton joining in front. For Northampton joining in front of the ball.
Northampton 4, Courtney Laws.
New law amendment. Can't go past the ball, you have to transfer the ball back. Courtney Laws caught.
Sam Hill, who's recently joined us. Here's the penalty.
There's Laws arriving late.
Yeah, good shout, Simon.
Absolutely right, banging from the referee. Referee missed it, but his assistant was wise to it.
I'm a little bit gutted that George North didn't go 70 metres again, I have to say.
He's overrated, isn't he? Rubbish, that North. There's a hum around the gardens. I hope you can hear it. A hum that a sporting crowd deliver when they've seen something very special, and we've just seen that in the last few minutes here. Even got to a man who is normally dead-eyed in front of the posts, and Saints retain that single-point lead.
Exeter rattled, need to get their hands back on the ball, get back into their pattern to play. It takes one player to change it all. We saw George North. They'll be hoping to get the ball into Waldrom's hands as quick as they can, and here he comes.
Foden claimed it. Who was just behind him if he hadn't have done. Laws.
Use it.
Tried to get out of the way, just didn't do enough. Went to play it, realised he was going to be in the wrong.
Into touch. Saints will have the line out. Alex Waller, by the way, has gone off for a head injury assessment, so Sales's brother, Campisi Afu, who arrived in the middle of last season, has arrived into this contest.
7 or 6? All in, 7.
Almost half an hour gone. What a match we've enjoyed so far.
Chiefs line-out drive defence has been really good up until now.
15 metres.
I wonder whether they'll pop out and do something a bit different.
Pick them all, and then Clark didn't hang around, getting around the back of that line-out quickly. Groom, Gibson. Tucks it under his arm, and on he goes. Saints almost incredibly looking for their third try, and they might yet get it. Once again, Hutchinson was involved.
Stay back. Oh. Use it!
It's 3 fingers, however.
Knock on advantage over.
Chiefs can try and
Use it!
gulp some air. Buy themselves some time. Cleared away by Chudley.
Good chase from Horseman. Pincering in towards the touchline. It takes Foden out. Wins his team the throw in.
Time off. 22. Sam.
Roberto back. Hill back to the wings for the time being.
Time on.
Taken by Dennis.
Yeah, we flagged it before the game, didn't we? That delivery from the line out, just not crisp enough. Such a major part of their game last year, their ability to control the line out drive. Put a hand in there as he's looking to bring it down.
But then you wondered, because they got off to such a quick start, 13 points in about 13 minutes, whether they just switched off mentally. Because since then, their all-round game's just been a bit sloppy, whether it's a kick chasing George North to go the length or a miss at the line-out.
Again, the opposite of what was happening to Northampton at the beginning, that little bit of hesitation here and there. And that's when the errors occur.
Set.
The second scrum of the match, and first time that Nick Grooms put it into the washing machine.
Picked up.
Pick 'em all, picked it up. So Chiefs could attack it. Gibson waits. And himself 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 metres. That was strong from Gibson.
Good counter.
Ma'afu. Malander switches back the other way. Woodburn needs to be careful, and he's lost it. That went forward, it seemed. And Ollie Devoto's charging away here. Cleared away by Witten.
Completely rattled, aren't they? You can hear the crowd are on their back. Ollie Woodburn is so good under a ball. We've just complimented him with his positional sense, just making mistakes and just shoveling on balls which they really shouldn't be.
Alex Waller is back on. He's passed his HIA. Can you have a team head injury assessment, a collective HIA? Because if you could, Chiefs would be going off for one at the moment. They have been well and truly rattled by what Saints have done in the last 10 minutes.
Well, what you actually want to do is, and I'm not trying to advocate this all too much, but you get your front row to take a knee and just say, guys, come in. What the heck has happened to us the last 10 minutes or so? We need to sort this out.
Pickamole, who's becoming increasingly influential. This is Hayward. Malander. Hutchinson was one side, but he went to PC on the other, and then finds Clark sharp handsman.
PC really threatening with that late offload through the contact.
Drop goal from Malander. It's a steepler, but it didn't quite have the direction.
So that screams confidence for me. In the pocket. He's got a 55 out, 45 out. He's certainly got the length.
I've seen many drop goals this season. It's George Ford on the opening day here, but generally speaking, opening month's fixtures not littered with them.
So the conditions are certainly allowing it, especially the surface you've got here at Franklin's Gardens as well.
This is Ken Peacey. Devoto trying to go over the top, but he was repelled backwards. A little bit of extras at the end of all that, but the locals didn't like it. Woodburn wasn't far away, and Foden forced almost to knock it on.
Easy to say with hindsight, but I think if Foden just holds that, he bursts through Woodburn in two minds whether to go for the intercept. You can see on Foden's face, he knows it. As I said, easy to say after the fact, but he just takes that as a hard line through. He gets through that tackle of Woodburn, and then he can release the two men outside him.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Woodburn's a little bit decisive and has a bit more conviction in defence, it doesn't affect that tackle. He catches the intercept and he goes under the sticks. And Northampton, although they're building in confidence, that can't then correlate into stupidity, because that could quite easily have been 7 points against them.
5 minutes to half-time. Ollie Woodburn with the early try for Chiefs. George North with Saints first, and then North Central to an absolutely world-class effort. Eventually finished off by Rory Hutchinson. We'll be watching that try for a long time to come.
Please, it was really good on their putting on the last scrum. Don't overlean. I know.
Greg Holmes closest to us. This time last year he was building towards a World Cup final with Australia. He's pushing against Alex Waller. Swiftly hooked back by Jack Yendall. Penalty Chiefs.
Tight head collapse.
Kieran Brooks, Saints tight head.
Tight head collapse.
I think had he had a view on this side, it might have gone the other way, because Waller just dipped slightly to highlight the fact that Holmes was very long-legged, made Holmes go flat on his stomach, with Waller keeping his position. But he just took the weight off momentarily, let him attack, but he didn't have his feet far enough forwards to chase up. But obviously the referee on the other side saw a different picture.
All in.
This is the referee's side.
All in. All in.
And maybe a little bit long-legged, but look here, little nudge there from Waller. Flattened down, they go.
Parling's in the middle of this, and it is to Parling. Last time Chiefs have threatened in Saints 22 for a while. Chudley to Woodburn. Score of the opening try after 10 minutes. Lees and Waldron releasing it for Yendall to run on to.
Stay down 6, thank you.
And then Horseman loses it. Laws. Foden's to his right. Slade bashed off.
Just needed Horseman to come around the corner, straighten up and put it through the hands. They'd created the overlap.
Well, if what we have over the rest of the weekend matches this, then we're in for a cracker. We hope for something similar at Kingsholm tomorrow.
Not early.
2:30 start. And all the highlights tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. BT Sport 1 HD, and then 6 ways for a big one. Warriors against the Falcons on Sunday afternoon.
The Chiefs driving game we've been talking about, they're very high at the front again. They've just not been able to, whether it's the new law amendments or a combination of the confidence now, they're a little bit lower. Need to make sure that players don't illegally go in front of the ball carrier. They need to transfer the ball back. The yellow line's where they started. The referee wants them to use it. Is the ball stuck in there? They haven't been able to transfer it back. They just haven't got to grips with these new law amendments, the Chiefs.
Thank you.
It's Kai Horseman, first start of his new season ahead of Julian Salvi.
So many of the teams, it's actually strengthened the drive. I think it was meant to weaken it, make it easier to defend. I think going into last weekend, we've had exactly the same number of tries from driving lineouts as we did at the same point last year. But just unable to transfer that ball back, the Chiefs, as other teams have. It's almost the communication has helped the other teams.
Hope you're enjoying rugby tonight so far this season. A couple of great guests on Wednesday. Danny Kerr, Harlequins and England, and JP Doyle, doubtless turning up with his whistle. Newly polished. It was the referee's perspective on Wednesday night.
To see the referees are still rigorously policing the feeding of the scrum.
Twas ever thus. Pickham, oh, brilliant. Gets it away to Hutchins on his Premiership debut, the 21-year-old Scot.
Number 1 collapse.
Enjoying this.
I'm loving this game, I have to say. Hutchinson, I mean, I know he's a late replacement, but he's really impressed me. But to start it all off, Louis Pickham, just incredible ability and dexterity, strength, all the attributes you want as a world-class number 8 to get that ball away. Linking up with his new teammate Hutchinson, just outstanding. This is Pickham here. Scrum going forward, breaks off.
They've got
scrum half in one hand.
They've got the advantage there. They're a little bit lucky that the referee came back, because they almost got up to getting on towards the 10-metre line. The referee came back, gave them another shot, kick to the touch line. They get the put into the throw. Pickham's in at scrum half, ready to bind in.
Half-time from Ashton Gate, by the way. Bristol 0, Saracens 10. A couple of seconds ahead of us down in the West Country, not far away from half-time here. What a 40 minutes this has been.
Use it.
Malander to George Peacey. Ben Foden leading the side today in the absence of Tom Wood, who's been rested. Malander draws to a conclusion. A first half that will live long in the memory. Rory Hutchinson's try on his Premiership debut will live long, 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 long in the memory. Set up by George North brilliantly, who scored his own try a little bit before then, cancelling out Ollie Woodburn's first up for the Chiefs. 40 minutes gone. Saints lead 14 points to 30.
It is time to deliver.
Absolutely brilliant finishing from Gloucester.
Thunderous contest. That'll do nicely. Ball back inside. Matteo! In a corner! A passage of play.
Keep on feeding. Keep on checking up. Keep on searching. Keep on getting a little bit more out of life with online and mobile banking. And now with Santander and Android Pay, there's a simple and secure way to pay. Go online or pop into our award-winning branches and we'll help you get set up. Simple, personal, fair. It's what a bank should be.
These are the rules of the duel. Attacks can come from all directions. So you must keep your eyes open at all times. Most ridiculous duel. Clash Royale.
At Argos, get this 1 terabyte Lenovo laptop bundle for just $299.99. Or get double the hard drive for just £50 more. Our lowest prices ever. Plus, see colour like never before with these LG HDR TVs from just £479. And get the new, slimmer PS4 with FIFA 17 for just $249.99. Buy online today, delivered today with Fast Track same-day delivery. Go get great deals. Go Argos.
I can travel 1,000,000 miles in a single afternoon. I see every card and every goal. The very second it happens, I miss nothing. I am a member of the world's favourite online sports betting company, and I gamble responsibly at Bet365.
Okay, team. What if 30,000 people download the new app?
We're good.
Okay. What if 1 million people download the new app?
We're good.
5 million?
Good. We scale on demand. Hybrid infrastructure.
Okay. What if 30 million people download the app?
We're not good. We're total heroes.
Scale on demand. We're the #1 company in cloud infrastructure.
Update your kitchen with the latest innovations from Samsung at Currys PC World. This fantastic new Samsung Family Hub Fridge will transform how you manage your food, connect with your family, and entertain in your kitchen. You can save up to £150 on all Samsung Add Wash. With Eco Bubble technology, a special door that lets you add to the wash during the wash, and a 5-year guarantee. Plus, for a limited time only, our know-how experts will install and deliver it fast for free. Thanks, Milan. At Currys PC World, we start with you.
Are you seeing this?
My husband is on the Deepwater Horizon.
What's wrong? I will see them again. You understand me?
Deepwater Horizon in cinemas now.
Faced with unpredictable weather, how do you keep danger at bay? Today, Michelin creates Cross Climate, the first Michelin tyre able to cope with unexpected weather thanks to its revolutionary performance. Michelin Cross Climate. Arm yourself for every weather condition. Now available at Quick Fit. Contact your local centre.
What an enjoyable first half of rugby here at Franklin's Gardens. Jim Mallender very, very outspoken in the dressing room, but his team have a 14-13 lead, and he should be giving George North just a little pat on the back because he has been at the core of everything good from the Northampton Saints. We're going to show you his try and the one he created in just a moment. Just to give you the heads up though on the European rugby coming your way on BT Sport very soon indeed. 2 weeks this evening, in fact, the Champions Cup returns. We get up and running with 5 absolutely brilliant live fixtures from 5 of the 6 countries represented. We're in Scotland for Glasgow against Tigers, France for champion Saracens to Toulon. What a game that's going to be. Ireland for Leinster taking on Cast, Wales for Scarlets against Sale, and England for Exeter against Claremont. And who can forget the drama in Devon last season? Will you ever forget it? Friday and Sunday's games are also available in 4K ultra high definition. You don't want to miss any of that, and you certainly don't want to miss the second half here at the Gardens if that first half is anything to go by. It's been superb at times, hasn't it?
It has been. It's been a real swing of momentum as we saw in the first half. Exeter started on top, had plenty of territory, got that try, putting Northampton under a lot of pressure, but then that quickly swung, and a few missed points from Northampton when they had visits to our 22. And then they finally clicked, and then those passes would go into hand. They got over the try line, and then a bit of magic from George North.
It's always great to be beside an injured player like Phil Dolman when his team score a try, because you celebrated widely amongst the Northampton Saints fans. Let's look at Ollie Woodburn's try at the start there.
Yeah. It's a good bit of sustained pressure from us. We're being direct with our forward carries, and then when the call comes in, it's straight to Steno. And then we've got a little bit of a run-around move there with between Devoto and Slady, which just holds up a few defenders slightly. But then I think the real key to this is the choice of pass from Henry. He's gone for a flat, hard pass across the front of George North, who's squared up slightly and is on his heels, so he's unable to then turn and cover Woody scoring in the corner. Nice, hard, clean, crisp missed pass is sometimes what you need.
And the EPS will be the main theme across the night. That's why Eddie Jones wants a guy who can play 10 at 12 to throw out those kind of passes for killer tries like that. But two great tries from Northampton Saints. George North at the core of them both. He got over the whitewash first of all. Let's have a look at that one first, Phil.
Yeah, and this is on some sustained pressure's been going on here for the last 10 minutes of the game. And Northampton, spurred a few opportunities, but then this one is just a lovely bit. Double play from PC there. He's had a carry earlier with an offload, and then those lovely little hands to put George North away.
This is the kick-off here, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, we're highlighting a little bit of shepherding maybe. Just a little nudge in the back. That happens in probably every game this weekend. So, it's a little bit of clever play, you've got to say, from the Northampton players. But, you can't take anything away from George North there. He's found a gap. He's accelerated away from the rest of the defence, very quickly. And he's found that inside pass, so the guy's tracking him well on the inside.
It's interesting, that little Mikey Hayward block and Greg Holmes, because last week here we saw something similar from Alex Waller, and Ken Pesey's try was disallowed because it was pulled back. Sometimes creating that tunnel with a lazy run just works for you, right?
It does, and you've got to kind of show good body language. You want to be looking like you're still in the play. You're not looking for different people to be blocking. You're not looking to try and block bodies. You've got to keep your eye on the play, maybe, and turn your body away from the guy you're looking to block. A little bit of gamesmanship in there, and just to open up a little hole for your back three, you dangerous runners.
It shouldn't take, though, from what was an absolutely stunning try and a great break from George North, stepping outside, trying to go around his man. Wonderful stuff. I'm sure Rob Baxter and his team will look at it over the course of the week, and something, that guy North isn't too bad at all. They're a point behind here at the Gardens. Second half is on its way.
Who's the hot super bloke that's a switch machine to all the folk? Switch! You're so right. The switch guarantee means all your payments move automatically. Switch! And it's free, man. Hey there, sir. Want to switch your current account? Let me tell you about Switch. Switch! It's simple and it's smooth. Over 3 million people have switched seamlessly. Switch!
Switching personal and business current accounts has never been easier. Just look out for the current account switch guarantee.
It's all over. For United, maybe. City are ripping them apart.
Shucks.
Indeed. A little flutter with Betway, I think.
No!
Yes, 24/7 football. Always a game to bet on.
I can't see them.
You can follow it live right here. Oh, City have scored again. I didn't know you were a City fan.
For the love of the game, Betway.com.
This winter, we're doing more to keep our customers' homes warm and working. British Gas, helping you look after your home.
Guinness has always been about beer and people. Every day we roast our own barley to a black state of perfection. And many of us have entered these gates in the footsteps of our parents and our grandparents. We're only 255 years into a 9,000-year lease. We've a lot more beer to make.
With all this talent on show, surely Man United can get back where they belong. But there's never an easy game in the Barclays Premier League. Man United Stoke City, Sunday at 11:30, exclusively live on BT Sport.
A moment of North brilliance has sent the Chiefs 1 point south of the Saints. It's 14-13 at the Gardens. Of course, BT Sport not only the home of the Aviva Premiership, but the Premier League, Champions League, but also the MotoGP World Championship. And it's not often we get to hear the innermost thoughts of one of the greatest motorsportsmen of all time. That is, of course, Valentino Rossi. After the rugby tonight, Susie Perry sits down with Valentino for a lengthy interview. Lots of controversial moments in there. Think back to Sepang last year, his relationship with Jorge Lorenzo, his relationship with Marc Marquez. It's all in that interview. That is simply unmissable. It's coming up, don't forget, right after the rugby here at the Gardens at 10 o'clock. But we're almost set for the second half here. Northampton Saints have a 14 points to 13 lead at the Gardens. Ugo, Ben and Nick will talk you through the second half.
No changes to either side at half-time. Jones, who started his day at Twickenham, talking about the England squad that he's named ahead of the Autumn Internationals. He will have enjoyed George North's try as much as anybody, perhaps not quite as much as Rob Howley did, who'll be looking after Wales this season in the absence of Warren Gatland. One of the moments of the season so far, that run to set up Rory Hutchinson's try on his Premiership debut.
Time on.
Is the second quarter hold in store for us. The Saints with the slenderest of leads. Rory Mallender has his back underway. Here's Woodburn. He had Chiefs ahead after 10 minutes with the first try.
Tackle, release him!
Will Chudley. Far off Eddie Jones's long list, you would have thought. And then that's been lost forward by Pickamole. He's just a little bit sluggish, getting down to those low balls.
Yeah, it's not the first time we've mentioned it, that the high balls have been a bit of a problem between him and Ben Foda. When they catch him, absolutely deadly. You saw George North, but once again, just the positioning, whether it's communication, yeah, not fully committed to actually getting down on that ball. He certainly is a player that likes the ball in front of him.
Heading back to France at the end of October to prepare for their autumn tests. Summer in Toulouse, Australia and New Zealand, then in Paris. So Saints will be without him for a month.
Set. Use it.
Solid Chiefs scrum. Chudley to Steenson and Slade, finding Lockie Turner, the Australian, asking too much of the Ulsterman Ian Whitton.
Like at the end of the second half for the Chiefs as well, just that crispness gone. It's the move we've been seeing all season, gets them easy meters on the outside, but the ball just doesn't go to hand. Running Devoto in tight. Slade hovering in behind, just swapping positions and floating out, creating room for the wings on the outside, just to take those easy meters, bend the defensive line rather than break it.
Stay there, please, Jack.
Mike Hayward, who had plenty of throwing practice last weekend, 19 line-outs, he only lost a couple of them.
Play good contest.
Will in the end go down as Saints' possession, but we all saw how scruffy it was. Peacey running with purpose, straight and hard. Pickamole to Callum Clark. Absolutely buzzing to be back with us for the first time in 18 months, and then the battle on the floor, still won by Saints. Nick Groom, who was part of the emerging Springbok side that played against the England Saxons in South Africa over the summer.
Yeah, I just wonder whether Jim Mallender will have said at half-time, they're struggling at the line-out, keep pinning them back into their own 22. If there's nothing on, we'll put pressure on them at this phase, try and get another turnover. That's not overly convincing, isn't it? Parling not at the top of his jump by any means when the ball came in.
Chudley. Burn underneath
Play
it.
on backwards off wide.
Into the arms of Clark.
Backwards again, backwards.
Mallender straight into the arms of Lockie Turner. And there are lots of runners around in Turnbull Chase's own kick. And it'll be a Saints throw at the line-out.
Yeah, Northampton compounded one error to another. Harry Mallender trying to bail him out of trouble with the poor kick, finds Lockie Turner. Trying to find space. Instead he hits Lockie Turner. And I tell you what, it's a poor execution. I think he probably would have wanted that ball to stay in field. However, 70-metre gain is not to be sniffed at this early into the second half.
Stay there,
It's a 100% success rate at the line-up, but we saw how close they were to losing that perfect record in the previous one. Not so this one. It was much simpler to Gibson at the front. And Groom clears long off the left.
He's such a good target, Gibson at the front, isn't he? You saw how easy he was for him to hang in the air. He's athletic, but light as well. So even though the timing not quite perfect, they get the ball.
Too quickly for Matthew Carley's liking. Jenny Gibson switching from the open side to the blind side this evening, by the way. They're just giving Tom Wood a bit of a breather. We've talked about rotating at the start of the season with Europe not too far away. Dennis, that's not clean.
One of the issues they've got is they haven't got, apart from Parling, they haven't got out-and-out line-out jumpers. They're quite a big and heavy set of jumpers they've got, so you haven't got that springy player. Parling not quite as springy as he was in his youth, but he's always relied on being able to find gaps for himself. Well, if he can take a little bit of the heat off the other two because they're not quite as athletic, it means a lot more pressure goes on Parling.
on the other hand, do have options. And again, it was Gibson this time towards the tail of the line out. And North's underneath this and tried to use his height, but how well did Turner do to claim it instead, Hughes?
Incredibly tough skill with George looming on you, and you knowing that you're exposed. Did brilliantly well.
Best of kicks from Steenson, and he's sweeping around now to provide some cover for Witten, and Witten's pass was unconvincing. A very nervy start to this second half from both sides in parts. Skill execution not yet of the highest order, I think it's fair to say. Horseman.
Inside. Use it!
Slade provides an option directly behind Chudley.
Stay forward!
He just hooks it away off his left boot into the arms of Malander. Foden calling for it, getting it, the captain tonight. Heard that from here, running into Mitch Lees, a hazardous occupation.
Unavailable player.
Groom, Malander, what about this kick? Again, Turner with time to claim, or rather Steenson with time to claim. Steenson chugging after this one. Challenge hurdled by the Frenchman. Gibson. Peacey. Back to Groom, and Malander getting in the way of a ball that was probably intended for Gibson.
Mickey Moles keeps things loose, doesn't he, with his offloading game. Big hit from this fella on Ben Foden in the middle of all that open play. Foden thinks, I'll have a little dart, take on one of the big boys. No, you won't.
Chiefs change. Jack Yendall. Replaced by Luke Cowan-Dickey. Mitch Lees, part of Ali Heath as England's Saxon squad that toured South Africa over the summer.
It's fine, the setup's been good. Same standard, please, gents. Good patience.
We're just speaking to the two new additions, saying we've been quite controlled at the scrum. Don't ruin that now by coming in and being too over-aggressive. Obviously, they'll both want to make an impact coming on.
Alec Hepburn is on for Ben Moon. Loose head.
Use it! Stay back, 9.
Hutchinson laid it back to Malander, and now Foden, and North's beyond him. This is a move with some pace and some promise. And Foden just happy to stab it into the 22, and they will challenge the Chiefs at the line out to come.
Yeah, Northampton really started to squeeze Exeter. You can see how much they're enjoying it, but it's just doing the simple things really well. 2 crisp passes, early ball into Ben Foden's hands, then his identification, knows nothing's on. Lovely kick, dribbles into the corner, and to Ben's point, once again, Northampton can put men up in the air and squeeze Exeter's line out. It's the one thing that you ever see in a rugby match that always gets applauded, and it's a decent kick.
LCD's first throw. And, Jeff Parling, fingertips.
Well, you can see what the Saints' defensive strategy is. They're leaving Courtney Laws marking Jeff Parling, not getting distracted by anything else. And they're using Gibson and Patterson together to work between the other two. And because of their superior athleticism, it's putting off Jeff Parling. He's having to throw to himself with Courtney Laws there.
Ball available.
It's also putting an awful lot of pressure on Chiefs to clear their lines at the moment. They're getting no easy ball, and it's coming straight back at them when they do clear it. Peacey chipped over the top. Witten. Interesting to see what Matthew Carley makes of this. Witten had both hands in the air looking for the interception, but was that a deliberate knock-on? It'll involve Graham Hughes, the television match official.
I'd like to just see the wide pitch, to see the positions of the players outside, please.
Okay, just to see what's going on. Okay.
He certainly puts 2 hands towards the ball as though he's trying to catch it. It just gets done by it beating him. He knocks the ball into the air, and it ends up, or he almost looks as though he's trying to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ends up going forward.
I think it's 12 coming looping around and the ball back in the line, so it's 2-2.
Yeah, this is the cover, yeah.
It's actually Lockie Turner who's coming round to offer that final line of defence, so there's no guarantee that there'd have been a try scored if that hadn't been knocked on Hugo.
No, definitely not. And I think actually what Ian Woods is trying to do is just make himself big to try and block out, or certainly get in that halfway there, but a definite penalty, nothing more.
Scoreless second half minutes consumed. So Saints 14, Chiefs 30. Patterson got up by Lees, did well to challenge him, but Mike Hayward and that Saints line out 10 out of 10 now. Laws, he's done well. He read the on-rushing challenge of Holmes and just stepped around it. Malander with Chiefs defence up quickly and forcing the errors.
Yeah, we were talking in the beginning of the first half about a lack of crispness. I know it's difficult when you haven't got your normal 10 there. Malander playing out of position, but this is great from Courtney Laws. It's what Eddie Jones was asking him to do more of, carrying the ball, gets the offload away. Brooks secures fairly quick ball. But it just saw as Malander went to throw the pass, he wasn't quite sure on the line. The guy running the line just hesitates a bit. You almost need to give him that target by running really hard and straight and allowing him to give you the ball early.
Crouch! Saints two new signings side by side. Nafi Tuatavaki on the left-hand side, the centre who's just arrived. And Happy Rutuni Urawa, Fijian World Cup lot. They're still learning the ropes in training. It's interesting to look at how teams integrate new players, Ben. They're both fit, they're both ready to play, but Jim Mallinger's just thinking that they're learning the moves, they're learning the calls, so they're not quite ready to come into a cauldron like this just yet.
You've got to treat everyone differently, haven't you? And I'm sure that'll continue as they carry on.
James Wilson in front as well, you'll recognise him, he's only a couple of weeks away.
How much they could have done with him with the late pullouts today. Wilson, a little bit of a dab there.
We like that. I don't think James would mind me saying that he turns up these days on a skateboard.
You lost your weight.
He even outdoed you, Hugo.
He certainly will. Dabbing on live TV, how about that?
He's the skater boy, he is Saints skater boy.
Balance, okay? Just there, that's fine.
He may or may not regret that when the boys see it later. Long clearance from Devoto into the arms of North. Oh, they slipped. Foden got the ball away, and Saints concede the penalty, but it might have been worse. Saints offside from that kick.
The intent of where the ball landed at all times.
Referee just explaining to Waller that despite the ball being touched, it was within 10 of the ball. Just runs straight towards the ball, even though it's touched. You have to be outside of the 10.
A little bit of rain in the East Midlands earlier on in the day, but it's been dry otherwise, but perhaps a little bit of dew. We're hurtling into autumn now. Opportunity for first point of this second half. The broad shoulders of Steenson. First miss in 16. Last time we saw him size up the posts. Doesn't miss this time. And after a scrappy start to this second period, the Chiefs edge ahead again by a couple of points. 16-14.
Yeah, they'll be pretty happy with that because they haven't had much time at all in this second half down in the Northampton 22. And some pretty cheap points just from a slip from Ben Foden and the reaction. We've all talked about Woodburn's ability to score tries and finish this year, but what's been really impressive is his ability to stay on his feet in contact, wait for the support to get there, drive his legs through, get an extra couple of metres.
Foden nicely away to Pickamole. Again, you can see North steaming up on his left, trying to keep in touch. Instead, it's Courtney Laws, who was tackled by Alec Hepburn. That's been lost. Frustration of those watching around us in the main stand, but now they're back on the edge of the seat. As Ken Pesey tossed that one up into the air for Hutchinson. Broom quickly on it. Malander. George Pesey. Woodburn driven over the ball by Laws. Haywood to Pickamole. And just to get the ball back, dribbles it back to Courtney Laws. Clark repelled. Rod of Pickamole, tackled by Turner.
Not on your feet. No, no. Onside.
This is Kieran Brooks. Laws. Malander. A little bit too much on that. And Henry Slade will dab it down.
Some brilliant defence and all of that by Exeter. Just not getting attracted. The line break was made. Really good carry from Pickamoles originally to burst through.
A significant moment for Jack Knoll for the first time this season, for the first time since he started the third test for England against Australia at the end of June. The Chiefs and England winger Jack Knoll is back on a rugby pitch. Jack's back. Jack's return means the departure of Ian Whitton. He's recovered from a thumb operation over the summer in the first part of this season. Eddie Jones here to watch his comeback. Foden took that and found some quick, sharp momentum.
Stay back, stay back.
Hutchinson slings it wide to Clark. Hutchinson, who's played in 3 Junior World Championships for Scotland, he's still only 21. Malander, similar generation.
They've got the same player.
Groom, Pesey, coming into Horseman, who drives him back. And then it's picked up brilliantly by Henry Slade. Stayed low to the ground.
Stay, two.
Steenson, it's an interesting kick, not what he had in mind. This is Ken Pesey. Quick feet, and then the strength of Gibson to get them almost up to halfway. Malander's right boot will get them over the 22 into the, not quite into the arms of Knoll. He just seemed to lose his bearings a little bit there, and it turns into a very nice kick from Harry Malander.
He certainly did lose his bearings, but Halbert Malander's just been able to find a bit of space. No one's really taking grip in this game. Exeter seems to be killing Northampton with their line speed. Malander sits in the pocket. Wonderful kick. Once again, pressure in the right areas.
Paul Hill, who was given an England debut last season by Eddie Jones in Rome in the Six Nations. Paul Hill, still only 21.
Matthew on me, please. Mark's on
Talking
me.
about Eddie Jones' seeming policy of prioritising youth in his squad at the moment. Paul Hill, very much one of those, and he's with us now, replacing Kieran Brooks, who takes the applause. Cowan-Dickey, it was Lee's up highest, but again that line out is really having to be dug out.
Step back.
White wall that was pierced, and Chudley and the Chiefs creating a little bit of trouble for themselves at the moment. So Knoll took the opportunity to bring it away.
Let go of his foot.
Good refereeing there, just telling the Exeter player to let go of the foot on the floor.
Update from Ashton Gate, where Alex Lazowski's near perfect day gets better and better. He's just scored a second try for Saracens at Bristol. And Ben Spencer, who's also in Eddie Jones' squad, has kicked the 10 points. So 2 Lazowski tries, Spencer with the kicks. Sarries leading 20-0 as Mitchell makes way. Hugo.
Yeah, just looking at Exeter, their decision-making at the ruck. Even when they get broken, they understand when they need to compete and when they don't. They put 0 numbers in this breakdown here, as you can see. And what it allows is for them to get so many men on their feet. They fly off the line. Bit of indecision from Northampton, and men in your face are causing those problems for Northampton's attack.
I was talking about their good defence when Pickamoles made that break pass to Courtney Laws. What was impressive about it was usually when that happens, all the backs start drifting over to where the break is, but they didn't. They kept their width right across the field, which when Northampton came at them again with quick ball, they had to really cut back and run hard. Here's the little break. Just watch the guys on the right-hand side. They're the forwards, they're tracking back, but they don't lose any of their backs. That means that Northampton have to run short runners off, which is where the big boys can deal with it. Had they all drifted in, Northampton would have been looking to use their wingers out wide.
He's not had a gentle start to his Premiership career. He's faced so far Falatau, Vunapola, Hughes and now Waldron. And this is the applause for Callum Clark, who has just played his first game of rugby in 18 months, and wow, the sense of relief and achievement that he will feel having battled his way back into the game. Match not yet won. Responsibility of trying to get Saints home if they can, now on the shoulders of Tamana Harrison.
Probably feels like his lungs have inhaled that beard as well, running around for the first time in anger, with all the extra collisions that go with it.
All available.
Groom, Malander, Pickamole for a rather speculative pass as Noel chased down North.
Use it.
Harrison just wandering into shot. Instead, it's Pickamole. Malander, chased by Chudley, and the chase from Chudley forcing the error.
Yeah, he's done many good things this half. He's done many good things for the 59 minutes he's been on the pitch, but that was a little bit poor in a game which is really evenly balanced at the minute. No one really seems to want to take hold of it.
He was caught in 2 minds there. Do you think he was thinking, do I ping it in the corner? Do I put a little one that's easy to compete for the winger?
Stephen Myler, by the way, pulling out just before this match. He took a knock in training this week. And JJ Hanrahan, if you're wondering where the Irishman is, he's got an ankle problem and won't be playing again until November. Harry Williams, as the mood disappears behind his backside. Wanders up. What a man. Greg Holmes gives way. They won't lose out in the weight stakes with Harry Williams on at scrum time. But Welch has been beaten to it.
Another one stolen.
Malander. Woodburn taps it forward, playing the advantage to Gibson on halfway. Woodburn making the tackle. Ken Pesey. Sharp feet, flashing, fluorescent blue. This is Laws, Groom, Malander. Saints starting just to press the accelerator again, you sense. Do they have the precision?
This is when they've actually looked at their best, where they've kept the ball in hand, gone through the phases and worn Exeter down.
Laws out of the back door to George Pesey. Malander, this is Pickamole again, trying to work his way into the heart of Chiefs defence. Looks like George Pesey's down injured, so he won't take part in this latest thrust forward, and as Foden tried to find Laws, it all travel forwards, came off fingertips.
They're just getting so flat as a attacking line, Northampton, that they'd done so much good there, but as the phases went on, everyone stood in a straight line. Here's the carry from Laws, using that fen, targeting Steenson, gets it into the shoulder, little offload behind. They're in behind now, they do so much good stuff, but then look how flat they are. which means no one can run a line. They're all now trying to get their depth, but there's no real aggression running at the ball. They just need people to drop back a little bit and run hard off the man inside.
I completely agree with you, Ben. I think Northampton need to understand that Exeter coming off the line harder and harder and aren't leaving the ruck. So they need to step back, get in the pocket and get a bit more fluency in their game.
2 more games to look forward to this weekend. Tomorrow we're down at Kingsholm, 2:30 for Gloucester against Bath. Highlights from all of the games so far tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock on BT Sport 1. And then on Sunday, Wasps against Harlequins at the Rico, and it's 6 ways our featured game, Worcester against Newcastle.
There's nothing malicious or anything there.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Graham. Just be careful when the ball's away.
Marcy Tuala is coming on after George Peaty took a bash in that latest effort forward, and this is how he hurt himself, taking it into the heart of Chiefs defence. He's heading off for a head injury assessment. A bit of blood as well. He got
actually the second shot he's got falling towards the ground as the tackle came in.
No pre-engage, okay?
Into the final quarter. Marcy Tuala, who started the first 3 games of the season. Tempo levels won't drop with the summer or not.
Both of you two, yeah, just give yourself a bit of space. Over the mark, both of you.
I'll tell you what, the other good thing about having Henry Slade is their ability to be able to attack from deep. He's sat in behind at the moment. Steenson can come out the back. He can either play, flash it to Lockie Turner on his right boot to clear, or play to the width with Jack Knoll. Such a useful tool to have in your back line.
You pulled him down.
Clear the explanation to Waller, pulling his opposite number down.
Easy Mark Afu tightening his belt. Looks like he's coming on for Alex Waller fairly shortly. Just dribbled over the line. Afu and Tom Kessel as well, who made a difference when he came on against Wasps, you may remember last Saturday. Scored a try and a little shake of the head from Alex Waller as he takes his leave. The end of a continuing record, 121st now Premiership game in a row. Tom Kessel on for Groom.
Time on.
Welch and under some pressure from Patterson.
Just managing to scrabble out before it risked the wrath of the referee.
Steenson cuts back against the grain, back to Chudley. Tackled by Haywood. Waldron goes in. Horseman.
Stay inside.
Now Welch. Chiefs with the same back row that they started with, Dennis, Horseman and Waldron. All still with us. They've got a new hooker in Luke Cowan-Dickey. New prop as well in Alec Hepburn.
The front row is taking the ball right to the line, inviting the 2 men to bite in on the tackle and then releasing, just trying to put the next man through a half gap.
Tackle, release him!
Steenson. Devoto takes the hit, but not before he got the ball to Woodburn.
Saw that exact same play against Bristol last week where Ollie Woodburn went under the sticks. Northampton a lot better there defensively.
Taken by Hepburn. Over the top to clear it for Chudley. Some hard-fought meters these for Chiefs, but they are moving towards the line. They're heading in the right direction. Welch, another couple of meaty strides. Woodburn just comes in threateningly. Instead they're still using Harry Williams and co, the big hammers.
Well, lovely outside line after the next phase if the forwards crash this up. Northampton a little bit narrow.
Steenson waits, so does Slade and Devoto. But it's not going to reach them just yet. They get the penalty.
You can't come in if you're on the wrong side. You slow the delivery of the ball. 5.
It wasn't Paul Hill, it was Michael Patterson who in the end attracted the attention of Matthew Carley. And as Chiefs prepare for the penalty.
Good reaction from Jeff Parling. Northampton not putting anyone in the breakdown, just Exeter losing a couple of support players there, but because Northampton not competing hard at the ball, they get away with it. And then when Northampton do decide to compete hard at the ball, the referee's not happy.
Totally struggled with that wound all match. Update from Ashton Gate. Chris Wiles has scored Saracens' 3rd try of the match. 27-0. Kicked off at the same time as us. 15 minutes to go there as well. First half was a thing of theatrical beauty. The second half, much more of an arm wrestle. Exeter are edging further ahead. Saints 14, Chiefs 19, 14 to go.
I think the worrying thing for Northampton is they've pretty much been in control of this second half. They've dominated territory, been very good with the ball, which they've had. They've torn apart Exeter's line out, but they find themselves 5 points down. They've got to find a way of getting back. Ooh, that was almost just then.
Lawrence takes it somehow. Tom Kessel, the new scrum half, to Malander. Harrison.
Mile offside in midfield, just that little half dummy from Kessel.
George North coming infield, looking for a little bit of overtime. Back will come for the penalty.
Keep going behind you. Keep going towards the other side now. Keep going. Right where you are now. They tee on the field, keep it going. 8 offside.
Decision is to go for the post and to try and cancel out Gareth Steenson's penalty of a few seconds ago. Penalty, by the way, that was a significant one for Gareth Steenson. 14 points now for the match, and it's taken him beyond 2,000 points for the Chiefs in all competitions. What a gatherer of prizes he has been for the Devonians. The best thing they've ever imported from Ireland. Back to being a 2-point ball game. Northampton 17, Exeter 19. Sam Olver is coming on, youngster who was whistled onto the bench when Stephen Myler pulled out before the match. Replacing Bowden, as we can see. Overly happy with that decision. Sam Dickinson is readying himself to join us as well. He's not on yet, but Olver is.
Olver's gone into 10, Malander. Back to 12, is he? Ashi Tuala's gone into the full-back berth.
Chiefs full-back Turner gathers the ball, but then the intentions of half of Northampton fairly shortly afterwards, led by Jamie Gibson, who's had another industrious match, and head down, Hepburn. Haywood stretched out in front of him, but the ball stuck. This is Ashi Tuala. Courtney Laws is captain, we're hearing, by the way. Saints' new captain, Laws. Chudley. Stevenson was behind him. Chudley opted for an Australian boot into Welsh hands. There's nothing wrong with the Welsh boot. This is Sam Olver, who's just joined us. People as old as Hugo will remember his dad, John. Sam Dickinson. Rare start in the second row for Dickinson last weekend. First for 16 months. He's off the bench now as a replacement for Patterson, who's worked hard in the line-out and won comfortably by Horseman.
Once. A bit high from the Chiefs, not getting anywhere.
Devoto defended in midfield. Waldron. I've seen an awful lot of him ball in hand in this match. Saints haven't given him the space or time.
Good tackle from Olver. Didn't look like he was going to have the build to stop someone like Thomas Waldron at full tilt. Goes in low, chops him.
Where's this going from Slade? Is it going all the way out? Oh, no.
22.
There's a real reluctancy to play at the minute from both sides. We've seen a huge amount of kicking. I don't know whether that's nervousness, Exeter trying to protect what they've got from Northampton,
22.
whether they're trying to actually prey of Exeter's mistakes or go out and win this game.
Stevenson goes high. Malander underneath it, just outside the 22. So he needs to guide this carefully. Stevenson looking for the position on the ball to kick it as he turned, but instead he passed it because Slade had a better angle and that sunk it.
Brilliant pick-up from Slade. Needed to be as well. Poor pass. Just apologising. But the chase of Northampton not really up to it. Only Malander up there. Got away from Dickinson, who was the only other man who could have joined him. Just that tiredness starting to set in.
Came back from Australia, Henry Slade, with a fairly blunt assessment from Eddie Jones ringing in his ears. Plenty of areas that Ross thinks he can improve, but he'll try and improve as still part of that squad. And here goes North again. Or rather, Pick-em-all.
Let him go.
Pick-em-all up to 17 carries for the match. Olver, Hutchinson, one of the new men again. They're spinning it neatly and sharply through the hands, Ben.
More impressively than the 17 carries, he's made 80 metres with those carries as well. Top carrier today.
Well, Afu took it to ground. Olver finds Tuala. Tried to smuggle it to piece. He didn't quite work out. Oh, that's determined stuff from Kessel.
What a steal from Luke Cowan-Dickey. His opposite number, Hayward, going in to clear out. Just pinches the ball.
Henry. Stay. Onside.
It goes backwards. Saints having to rely on their young brigade at the moment if they aren't to lose a third home game in a row for the first time in 5 seasons. A lot of responsibility on some fairly callow shoulders. Ben White getting ready to trot out in anger for the first time this season.
Time off, please.
It's a steal, Ben.
I think he just... Hayward's not expecting him to get there. Hayward's a little bit high as he goes in, just completely misses it, loses the battle of the shoulders, but so quick to get his hands on the ball.
How long has he been on the pitch? Not long. He's busied himself in the tackle stakes. Hat-trick against Harlequins, 1 against Saracens, who's top scorer for Chiefs so far, coming into this match, 4 for the season.
At the breakdown.
Maybe someone who feels they've got a bit to prove.
Number, please.
Eddie Jones here today.
5-man.
Alex Lazowski now has 4 tries as well, and Samir Soroka-Daguni 4. There's the Premiership's leading scorers so far in early stages of this season. Welch up, fingertips it back to Chudley. It bounced awkwardly in front of the scrum half.
Again, bad ball. So although Exeter haven't lost a huge amount of ball, they've still lost 3. Everything they've got has not been of good enough quality for them to use. It's been a real area of strength for Northampton tonight, the defensive lineouts.
Those around us in the main stand cried out for offside, and
No, you never went back onside, and all the other players are offside with you.
assistant referee on the far side agreed. Long way in front. Didn't quite get the timing right.
Second row and the winger, all in front.
He was one of 3 players in front of the ball when it was kicked. Hearing, by the way, that George Peacey has failed his head injury assessment, so he's not coming back. A second centre who will be missing because of concussion. Luther Burrell still making his way back as well.
Yeah, but the players inside you went as well.
There's an area they miss Myler as well. That really needs to be going a lot closer to the corner. They would have really fancied their chance of a line-out drive. This is too far out.
Taken by Laws. Saints quickly forming them all. Haywood has it. Kessel to Malander. A roar of desire around the Gardens. Kessel, it's opening up here. North, Tuala's calling for it. North, the pile driver. Scored set up one world-class effort already tonight. Now looking for another that might rescue them.
And getting the ball wide, they've got Steenson trying to tackle Louis Picamoles.
Malander has it. Kessel, Campisi Maafu. Into the final 5 minutes. Saints hanging on the edge of 3 home defeats in a row at the start of the season. Unless they can do something here with Dickinson and co. Dave Dennis trying to hold him up, but then it's picked up by Harrison.
He's off feet! Off feet!
Noise levels growing around the Gardens, and everyone in here knows the significance of these moments. Dickinson with Laws riding shotgun.
Stay down, stay down!
Ken Peacey, wrapped up by Hepburn. Haywood's waiting.
Nick, you said you haven't seen many drop goals in the Premiership so far. They're going pretty well. But this would be the perfect occasion for someone to sit deep in the pocket, take your medicine, take your points.
Arsi Tuala provides the furthest link on this near right-hand side. And they've got the penalty. 3.5 minutes to go. And a kick to take the lead for Northampton.
Kick it, go.
Harry Malander had a wonderful summer, leading England to the Junior World Championship up in Manchester, leading England to the title. And he's had 1 or 2 big kicks in his fledgling Saints career so far, but I'd wager that he's had none bigger than this right now. This goes over. They are ahead for the first time since half-time. Initially, they do not want to lose 3 in a row at home at the start of the season, and with 2 minutes to go, they're winning.
It's all about getting that exit right now. The Chiefs' own substitution scuppers their chances of going quickly, while Northampton were still trying to organise. They have to get this area right now, the Saints.
Time's off, don't worry.
Meantime at Ashton Gate, Jamie George make sure that Saracens will leave Ashton Gate with a full 5-point ball. Alex Lazowski with 2 and Chris Wiles with the others.
Time on.
Kessel. All about game management as Olver get that absolutely everything, and then the slip from Turner. How's he going? This is Hepburn.
Some space out here.
Slade, Devoto, Woodburn, who set the ball rolling with the try after 10 minutes. Saints penalty, and they're nearly there.
Ken Peacey makes the tackle, immediately back to his feet, shows a release to the referee. Now they can take their time, really wind this clock down. Don't expect anyone to run to the line out after Malander kicks the ball into touch.
Brilliant play here from Peacey, just sitting up, knowing they're outnumbered, but his ability to get back to his feet, show the release with his mate Toala, getting over that ball, may just have won his teammates the game.
He only just released, didn't he? That left arm was dangerously close. I've seen those go the other way.
Let's get that down. Time off. Time off. Time off. Step out the gap, please. Northampton, let's go, else it's a free kick. No, time's not going on till we're ready. Time on.
Win this line-out, and you would have thought they're nearly there, and they've won the line-out with Dickinson. They can squeeze out time if they want to. 14 out of 14, throwing the ball back into play from Haywood, who's now crawling up to the 10-metre line. The locals will tell you. Time is up. And Pickabols fires it to Paris. And Saints won't be losing 3 in a row in their own backyard at the start of this season. There's no great joy on the face of Jim Malander.